yards, but there's delay of game, mistake after mistake. They started to mount up. Huge, because they punt and give the ball back to the Pats with less than 2 minutes left. And here we are, going to Gronk on 1st and 10 with 1:27 left. And he takes a shot by Barry Church. I want you to take another look at this because it's a high ball in the seam. Barry Church dips his shoulder. Their helmets collide. You'll see it right here on this next angle. They have to call this. Regardless if it wasn't intentional, it still is a flag in today's game. That was a big play. Gronk would leave the field, which is a shock because Gronk is their #1 target. But here we are, Brady going to the left sideline. I want you to pay attention to this, and you give me your own opinion.
What do you think, Nate?
I gave the shoulder shrug emojis on Twitter. I feel like a corner is forcing a receiver out of bounds. They're both pushing and shoving. You see Cooks at the end shoving himself, so it's either a no call or it's a PI on both guys. But regardless of that, flag was thrown, and the Patriots take advantage. And how about James White, who is an absolute legend?
What do you think of the Jaguars taking knees to end the half?
I thought it wasn't aggressive enough, and I believe that same type of attitude followed them into the second half. But here we are, passing it to Danny Amendola. He makes the play. He throws it back to Deion Lewis. That was a double pass, y'all. Deion Lewis gets the first down and more, but he is stripped by Miles, who jacked him. Yes, that is a little Miles toe jack swag, if you will. Check him out, making a play. Last week he made that play on the sideline. He picked off Big Ben. Here he makes a strip that was absolutely beautiful. Great awareness, going crazy on the sideline. But then again, they didn't take advantage of getting the ball back. So the Pats get the ball. Tom Brady steps in the pocket, and this is where you see him catching the rhythm. That was 3rd and 18, and they pick it up. Danny Amendola, remember that name, or as I call him, Danny Amendolo. No, check it out. You only live once, and here it is, Tom Brady with the flea flicker. Going up top, he makes a play. Philip Dorsett. Yeah, you remember Dorsett.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party.
Gronk or Edelman. No.
And here it is. Check it out. Amendola, once again. My man was the MVP. In the 4th quarter, Danny said, I got you. No Edelman, no Gronk. You need somebody to make a play? I'm your guy. All right, still, Jags have the lead. They're down, or they're up by 3, and there it is. Bortles make a mistake. They bring pressure, force him to get the ball out of his hand quickly. That was Tequila Cole. Next, Pats possession, dropping it off. James White making a play. He gets upfield, and as you can see, the Pats get in the rhythm. 4 plays later, check this out. He looks left, goes over, back in the end zone. Toe jack swag, the best play of the weekend to me. Danny Amendola, check this out. You'll see Tom Brady. He's trying to survey the field. He's looking to the left, and then he catches Amendola in the back of the end zone, gets that right foot down, and then he dots the I with the left. But beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Next, Jags possession, though. Still a lot of time left. Trying to make something happen. 2:24, 2nd and 2. Blake Bortles going to Dede, and he catches it. He almost pulled a Diggs on this one because he could have popped up quickly and kept running, but they get him down. 2 plays later, 2nd and 10, 2 minutes left, down by 4. They only rush 4. Ball pops out. At this point, you see the wheels starting to shake. They haven't quite fell off yet. All right, now it's 4th down, 4th and 14. Blake Bortles, I like the way he stepped up in the pocket. Maybe he could have let his receiver a little bit more, but a great play by Stephon Gilmore. I want you to check this out because if there's a poster for DBs, that right there is a poster. Gilmore doing what they brought him there to do.
What's that?
And the most animated I'd ever seen of Bill Belichick. But how about those Patriots? Offensively, they step up in the moments that counted. Defensively, they shut down the Jags in the moment that counted, and that right there, that embrace is what you love to see. The Patriots, once again, they're going back to the Super Bowl. And we caught up with Always Open Chris Hogan after the game.
Chris, to go back to the Super Bowl again, what does that mean?
What an amazing experience. Hats off to this team. We've worked so hard, all year long, and it hasn't been perfect. Every single game we had to grind through, and kind of same thing this game, but we're never going to give up. We believe in each other. We trust in this team, and the guys, step up and make some plays. And 2 years and 2 Super Bowls. It's pretty awesome.
You also had to come back from an injury yourself this season. Do you have to kind of pinch yourself?
Yeah. These guys worked so hard, while I was gone, and I was just really happy to be out there and be a part of this win, and and be a part of this team. I mean, we have such a great team, and, you know, we're looking forward. We're going to get back to work, and, you know, we got one more.
Did that Jags defense impress you, especially early?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good football team. They deserve to be here, and, you know, they were here for a reason, and they made some plays, and, you know, they were able to stop us a couple of times, but, you know, we knew that. We knew it wasn't going to be perfect the entire time. We were going to have to chip away, and we were going to have to keep grinding for 60 minutes, and that's what we did.
Last thing, how about Tom in the hand?
I mean, he's the ultimate competitor. I mean, I don't think there was much going to keep him from playing this game. You know, you would have to take his right hand away or something. I don't know. He'd probably still find a way. But, you know, he had to, you know, we all have to deal with adversity sometimes, and we were able to do that, and we were able to do that this game. And, you know, he's our leader of our team, and we look to him to make plays, and he looks to us to make plays too. And a lot of guys stepped up, and it was awesome.
See you in Minneapolis.
All right, thank you.
Yo, Hogan, be a little bit more excited. You're going back to the Super Bowl. Late game clutch legend, living legend that we are all witnessing as it unfolds in Tom Brady. Added another chapter to that book just yesterday. He was on the money, guys. Fourth quarter against the Jags, $138 through the air, 2 touchdown passes, for a rating of 136.3, just 22 points shy of perfection. Let's hear from Mr. TB12.
It's just been an unbelievable run, and I think everyone should be really proud of what we accomplished. This is a different team than last year's team, and you know, it didn't look good at 2-2, and you know, you just keep showing up to work every day, and we sit in these chairs, and Coach Belichick gets up here, and he demands a lot out of us, and he tries to get the most out of us every day, and it's not always great. You know, sometimes it's pretty average, and then you know, you're just trying to get better and better, and get to the point where you can make, you know, the fourth quarter of a game, and you know, try to play well enough to get yourself into the next one. So, just proud of our team, proud of what we accomplished. It's pretty amazing, and proud of this team. You know, great leadership, and it's just been a great year.
Tom Brady leading his NFL record, 8th fourth quarter comeback. Watching the first half, Gronk leaves. I'm like, what's going on here? The Jags have showed up. Blake Bortles looks really great. How did this go, Peter?
It was an unbelievable performance by the Patriots, from offense to defense to special teams. The Amendola punt return, I think, kicked it all off. But I look at this team, and we're going to look at Brady and Amendola. We're going to give him love. But the coaching adjustments at halftime were incredible. Josh McDaniels didn't have Gronkowski. And what do? They emptied the bag. We're talking 2 different flea flickers in a second half of an AFC championship game. And a double pass. These are the flea flickers we're seeing now. This is what you're getting, Colts fans. And then on the other side of it, the defense. Fournette was having a field day in the first half, stiffened up. That's what you're getting, Lions fans, and Matt Patricia. Unbelievable coaching right down to the offensive line with Dante Scarnecchia finding a way to stop that Jaguars pass rush. This goes from quarterback to players to head coach, but even the assistants. The complete performance by a team from top to bottom, coaching staff to the roster, cannot be more impressed with the professionalism of coming back down 10 points with 10 minutes left, and not one of us even doubting that they can get it done.
12 stitches in his hand, too.
It's so many layers to this game. I really don't know where to start. You know, I'm on Twitter, and I picked the Jags to win this game, and I also picked the Vikings. And the fans of the teams that won were hitting me up saying, "Hey, I need you to apologize. I need you to apologize." I'm not going to apologize. I go with logic, and I go with my heart, and I felt like the Jags had a shot. And if you're watching that game, you realize the Jags had a control of that game for most of it. But you said it, professionalism, composure, not wavering, having the mindset that regardless of what happens in the first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter, we'll have a chance to win. And I have to salute the New England Patriots. Once again, they prove that they are the most composed, well-coached team in the business. And I said this yesterday on the show. You have to think about how they approach this game. You look at the Jags and what they were saying. We're going to the Super Bowl, and these guys are trying to give us fake compliments, and we're not falling for the reverse psychology. No, that's just the Patriot way. They'll compliment you, and then they'll go out there and kick your butt. And you look at a guy right there, Danny Amendola, who stepped up bigger than any player this weekend, was an absolute MVP, and everywhere over the middle of the field. I can't compliment these guys enough. I will say this, though. Looking forward to what's going to happen in a couple weeks. I've never been more excited. And oftentimes I like to be exactly where my feet are. And right now we are witnessing greatness as it stands. And I can't wait.
It's amazing. And I think this year when we were watching games, I think Tony Romo's gotten a lot of credit for being relatable and an everyman. But I got to give credit to Troy Aikman yesterday. He's on the NFC game. And he's asked to reflect back on what happened earlier in the day. And he says, I got nothing. Like, what do you want me to say about this, what the Patriots are doing with Brady and Belichick? And it's like, I feel like talking about the Patriots in this era it must have been like being a music critic in the 60s, like when the Beatles were just going album after album. You're like, Abbey Road, it's great. Revolver, it's great. Paul and John, they got a thing going. What do you want me to say possibly about this group? And Kay, we were talking about what Brady was up against yesterday. All right. No Edelman and no Gronk, all right? He missed practice that week. He's got stitches in his hand. It's being shot like it's like Kurt Schilling's bloody sock on the sideline. He's 40, which doesn't even get talked about. And in the fourth quarter, he has 138 yards and 2 touchdowns against the #1 secondary in all of the land. It's completely ridiculous.
Are you fatigued?
That's all I got.
Like, there's a part of the population that says, yeah, there's nothing else to say about it. I would like to see something different. Do you feel like that? Because I feel like we're witnessing greatness, and we should respect that.
It's a great question. You know, whenever I try to get out of our box right here, and I always ask my wife, who's not a football fan, after the game, she goes, who won? I said, the Patriots in the Super Bowl again. She goes, ugh. I go, what do you mean? She goes, I need something new.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't. I like that we're part of this era. We can tell our grandkids about this era. We're here for greatness. We're here from history. This is the greatest generation of football that we're witnessing. We're front row.
And every year, every story is different, right? So last year was 28-3 in the Super Bowl. This one was a 10-point comeback. But now you've got the coordinators are going to be leaving at the end of the year, right? Brady's 40. Does Belichick want to coach next? There's a new chapter.
We're already looking beyond this game. That's what I don't like about it. We're already looking at, is this the beginning of the end?
But if this is the end of the road,
like, we have another game to play.
If this is the end of the road, this is the culmination. It could have ended last night.
Yeah.
It could have ended with the Jaguars upsetting them. It wasn't meant to be that way.
But we've been saying this as soon as free agents leave, as soon as Tom gets a year older. We say it every single season. You know what? This could be the end. This is the end of a dynasty. But it's not. And who knows? Maybe next year they're even better. A couple years from now, I'm not going to question the Patriots. I will say this, though. They have a split personality on that offense. And one moment they're a running team, next moment they're a pass team. One moment they're going deep, next moment they're nickel and diamond. One moment they're doing everything traditional, next moment they're doing trick plays, like you said. And I saw them speed up the flow of the game up against the fastest defense in football. At one point, they just kept going at the line of scrimmage. And I'm looking at this Jags defense, and they had no idea what to do. They're communicating. You're seeing